Welcome back to Newsmaker Live. I am Clinton Reynolds and I'm joined by Ernest Otley, the coordinator of Project Breakaway, and Leslie Serrier, the treasurer of the St. Lucia Cycling Association. Very interesting discussion so far on cycling and the status of cycling on St. Lucia. We're taking your calls right now, so please go ahead and dial the number which is on your screen right now to make your contribution and ask them some of the questions that have not been asked in the past. And we were discussing female cyclists, and you said that there'll be a component in the Independence Classic for females.
Definitely.
How much participation do you anticipate?
We anticipate, boy, we should get, hopefully we'll have enough participation to put on a full-fledged female event in both the BMX and mountain bike categories. We go in from ages 9 to 13 and 14 to 17, if I'm remembering correctly. I want to put on at least, we want to have at least 10 female riders in each of these races. So we are actually going to the St. Andreas Convent during this week to promote the event there. So that is a captive female audience. We get some from that school. We've been to Cash Comprehensive Secondary School, we've been to the Leoness Secondary, we've been to Engibo Secondary, and the Impulette, like we said, we donated some bikes there. So we hope to get a good cadre of female riders coming out.
But as you were saying during the break, the ladies don't want to fall. I mean, that's the biggest thing.
That's usually the thing. But we have seen some very brave ladies, and one of our outstanding female cyclists in St. Lucia presently is a lady by the name of Monique Lovell DeVoe, and she rides pretty well. We have seen appearances by ladies like Ashley Volney. She's a young lady. She rides pretty well, and my own wife as well rides Brenda. And so we have some females who can do something, participate. They have fallen, they have gotten up, and it's not that bad after all.
Yeah, for you, easy for you to say, not that bad after all. And let's just take this call. Good evening. Thanks for calling Newsmaker Live. Please go ahead.
I cannot believe you guys are not remembering the 13-year-old from Monaco named Olivia Descartes. And that is someone you guys will have to watch in the near future. I'm working with this person. Okay? You're going to say it. Okay? Thank you.
All right, thank you very much.
Sorry, we apologize for that tremendous. Yes, we do have a young lady from Monaco, Olivia Descartes. She rode in the Jacob Charles event last year and beat some of the male riders. So we're definitely looking forward to her.
I'm sure she'll beat me if I were to get on a bike and ride in this classic, you know, and probably a few others too. Yeah. Is it open? Is the classic, when you look at the street bike race, the circuit,
the road bikes?
Yeah. I'm talking motorcycles and street bikes, road bikes. Yes. Is it open to females? Is it an open event, or are you just catering to men?
Yeah, if we have enough female participants who want to take part in the race, we'll put on a female road bike race.
But you don't have them riding with the men?
No, it's not with this.
Any particular reason? Well,
I don't think there's any sport in the world where you find women competing against men under the same conditions, and cycling is basically one of them. It's just not something that you find practice.
Well, like marathons, you know, you go around and then you pull out the female winner and the male winner. You know, you expect.
Yeah, that is possible, but it would not be the same. I mean, yeah, you pull out you would separate the event into male and female. So yeah, if we do have sufficient females, they can jump in and have a female component of that open race, because it is just an open race. We have junior and we have a senior open race. So ladies, feel free to come in.
Now talking about the regional competition and stuff, I mean, our guys are used to the same terrain, the same circuit, the same roads, you know, so they know exactly how to get around and that kind of thing. And when they go overseas, they're exposed to different terrain, probably more hills, you know, that might be a little more challenging for them. How do they prepare for that?
Coincidentally, I just wrote an article for the present newsletter talking about training in St. Lucia and highlighting the fact that St. Lucia has some of the best training terrain anywhere. You have a mixture of short, steep hills, rolling terrain where you need it. And so cyclists can practice a variety of training techniques. Just find a location, it's close at hand, as opposed to persons who may live in countries or territories that you have too much of one thing, too much flats or too much hills or so. St. Lucians have everything in close reach. So St. Lucia is probably one of the best training grounds that there is.
Interesting.
We had someone from Barbados riding with the Project Breakaway team last week, and he was very, very happy to experience some of the hills that we had, the Bad Lil on the way to Dennery and so on. You know, he was happy about that.
Well, I mean, you can't expect anything more from Barbados. I mean, Barbados is just a...
Right. And he is a competitive track cyclist in Barbados. And we had a visitor the week before that from the UK who rode with us, and I think we probably saw some tears climbing some of the hills. So we know that in St. Lucia we have a mixture of terrain that is really, really good for training.
Yeah, that is wonderful. Project Breakaway and the St. Lucia Cycling Association, and the president called in a short while ago to just clarify certain points, you know, and elucidate on others. Yeah. One of the things that he mentioned was the support or lack thereof from the police, and you know, all the hoops you have to go through to get a race organized. Has this become easier for the association?
Yes, it has. Right now, I can safely say that the association and the police have a very healthy working relationship. We've written to them for this upcoming event. They've confirmed that yes, it's going to happen. The issue was in terms of payment for the officers. And we recognize now, actually, we said that yes, we need to pay the guys who come out to work, because sometimes their day off, or they off duty, and they put in the effort to come and make sure that the event is manned and it's safe for the cyclists. So once we've come to that understanding, we work well with the officers now. We have a few guys there we work very well with. Corporal Joseph is one I can call by name, Sergeant Charlemagne, and these guys, we have a good relationship with them, and they always come out and assist us when we need them to.
Yeah, but the thing about cycling, I mean, and that velodrome is in my head now because you've said it so many times, and I guess right now when I go home I'll be seeing it and hearing it, you know, just echoing in my head. But outside of that, outside of having that, cycling is pretty much free to a spectating public.
Yeah, it is.
How do you run the association?
That is the same thing.
Where do you get your money from?
Well, we basically run on a shoestring budget. We when we have an event to attend, we try to source sponsorship to basically put that on. It's all volunteer work. Myself, the president, we have a new executive. We have 2 new guys who came on board. Roderick Cherry as our secretary, and Charles is our new PRO. And we use the Olympic Committee offices for our meeting place. And our big sponsor now is J.K. Charles Group of Companies. So whenever we have a big event coming up, we have to raise the funds to do that. Unlike some associations who get a subvention from the international body, we have none of that. So whatever it is that we have to raise it locally to put on events and basically support the sport.
On that note as well, I want to reiterate the importance of the sponsors. For the last ride we had in December, sponsors came on, people like Bicycle World, Viridian Waterproofing, Central Point, and NRDF. They came on, and we were able to contribute to charity through these companies. And cycling needs the support of the corporate citizen. Let me say that. Like I said earlier, Beacon has come on with Project Breakaway, and that is great. We need folks now to come and support cycling, because cycling is health. It's healthy. Cycling promotes fitness. We're talking about being independent as a nation and so on. We had poor statistics in terms of diabetes, whether folks accept it or not, but health is an issue. Cycling is a great way to find health, find fitness, and now to support charity. So between what the association is trying to do with developing cycling and what Project Breakaway is doing, I don't think we can go wrong, and corporate citizens can feel safe to come in and support this because it is certainly beneficial.
But how do they benefit? That's the question, you know, and you said it's certainly beneficial, and you took that question right off my mouth. You know, how does the corporate community benefit from sponsoring the cycling association or cycling events?
In terms of, if you look at it on the surface, cycling is a very attractive sport. There's no way that a sponsor can contribute to a cycling event and not be seen. If we look at, let's say, things like clothing, uniforms, and so on, that is year-round, that is permanent. Cyclists wear that all the time, and so the corporate citizen is seen. There's high visibility. You can't pass somewhere that even a non-cyclist won't stop by and look, especially if you're in a large group. And think of 25 people seeing your brand, or you're at an event, independent cycling event, the races, and you have hundreds of people looking on at that time. They take away with them the impression of your brand in support of something like that.
If you have a large group of cyclists wearing the same outfit with your logo on the back, it's a rolling billboard. Cyclists, it moves right around the island, so it's not stationary. You have advertising all over the place. As well, if we contribute towards the health of our nation, Clinton, I mean, the savings from that would be tremendous in terms of sick days from work, number one, medical bills, insurance costs, all of that. If the population is healthy, we would save money based on these simple, be healthy lifestyle principles.
And an interesting thing that I noticed is that when we pass through communities, sometimes we stop to have refreshments and so on. And there's even a matter of commerce attached to cycling now. We stop in these little villages, we patronize the supermarkets, the shops and so on our way on, you know, from our long rides and so on. And that helps the economy.
Great. You're watching Newsmaker Live with Ernest Otley and Leslie Serrier, and they are representing Project Breakaway and the St. Lucia Cycling Association, respectively. I'm Clinton Reynolds, your host. Please stay with us. We'll take a break right now, and we'll come back with our final segment on Newsmaker Live right after this short break.